All right. Okay, guys, so welcome to our second ever power planning session for Sunday night. So for those of you that were not on here last week, just a real quick recap, these are work sessions. So this is your opportunity. You're going to want to have in front of you your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for the upcoming week. So a good clean sheet. And you might also have an extra notepad if you are on your computer and you can use your phone, because we are actually going to be walking you through the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and encouraging you during this work session to be writing stuff down. As we make suggestions about how to do a reach out or who to talk to, start writing those names down. So for those of you that are like, oh, wow, this is so cool. You guys plan your week together every week. This is brand new. This is only our second week. We started it last week to see how it went. It went really well. So we're going to stick with it. And one of the things I'm most excited about is that each week I've asked a different leader to hop on with me to actually walk us through the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because I gave my ideas last week. So I want some new ideas myself. Plus I will get to work while it's happening. And I should have known better. Like, I texted her earlier and I was like, are you ready? You have any questions? And let me just tell you, she is uber prepared for this and so excited. And you guys are going to get probably so much more than the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 out of this. But my leader tonight is Miss Sandra Dilbeck. And so I just want you all to know you're in awesome, good hands. I will be popping in and out if she needs help or I think of an idea. But otherwise, get your pen, your paper, your brain on. And with that, Sandra D., I'm turning it over to you.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm excited to be here. Does everybody, you should all have your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheets. And, you know, one of the reasons that we all started thriving is because we needed some change. And as I was getting my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet ready this evening, I realized, you know what, I need a little bit of a change with my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet. I've been using the one that Maria put out for us a year ago, whenever we were doing the last 90 days of the year challenge. And y'all know that I'm going through some busy times right now with Arden's wedding coming up. And I got all my stuff written down last Sunday during our Zoom, and Monday, out of the chute, I didn't get anything written down after that. So I thought maybe I'm getting too comfortable with that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet, and I know what's on there. And so I decided that for this week, I'm going to change it up and see if that doesn't help me stay even more consistent with what I'm doing. I'm doing all of this stuff, but I wasn't putting it on my calendar and on my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet. So I changed this week. And so you've got your new one. And when you think about your I ams, you know, we've done that list probably that Paul gave us the challenge to do 100 I ams. And if you have not done that challenge yet, I encourage you to do the 100 I ams challenge. When you get to about number 60, it's hard to come up with some. And so that's when you start picking everybody's brains. So do that 100 I am challenge. I'm going to challenge you to that right now. And what I want you to start with is on the top corner, wherever you want to, I want you to put your top 5 I ams. So go ahead and do that real quick. And while y'all are doing that, I'm adding to one of mine. I am going to survive this wedding. I may look like I've got a scuba suit on underneath my dress, but I'm going to survive the wedding. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Some of y'all are still writing, but I'm going to go ahead and share a couple of things really quick. So I know that in the mornings when we first wake up, we all probably listen to something that's motivational. I listen to Joyce Meyer in the mornings a lot of times, and I was listening to something she was talking about the other day, and it was talking about climbing the staircase. You know, and I was talking with Tammi earlier, you know, she wants to get to 200K. We all want that as our ultimate goal, and then the millionaire status. Well, we can't just look at that and go, okay, yeah, I'm going to get there, and then freak out about how to get there. It's one staircase at a time. It's that one customer at a time, but it's those big dreams 5 years or 10 years from now that are going to help us to take each one of those steps on the staircase. And so I want you to think about anywhere from 5 years from now or 10 years from now. Go ahead and put 5 outrageous things that you want to be, where you want to be. One of the ones that I wrote down is that I want to be able to give Grant and any other grandchildren we have a trust fund. That's where I hope to be at some point. I don't want to say I hope to, I will be. So jot down 5 of those. And you may be copying some of the ones that you had written last week because they were so big and monumental for yourself. But just know that each and every step that you take is what's going to get you closer and closer to those crazy, outrageous dreams that are actually going to come true. Today's the 15th. Today was our auto ship day. So for tomorrow or even later tonight, I want you to write on your sheet, on your calendar, put your auto ship thank you notes. You may have already written them, but this is your reminder to go in and look to see who all had an auto ship go through and get those thank you notes written. I put a post out yesterday because somebody chose in the challenge to send me one of their letters. And I wanted to see if people do thank you notes anymore. And y'all, I got some great feedback. So it's given me some people to follow up with, to comment back on, so that I can do the 3 C's. Make sure you have your running list somewhere in a notebook of those people that you're going to just keep following up with and commenting on when they make a positive comment for you. And then to Monday, I want you to take a look. You may have, most of it look like you're on your computer. Grab your phone. I want you to go into your Facebook account really quick, and I want you to look and see who has birthdays for tomorrow. And go ahead and at least write down tomorrow's birthdays. You can go ahead tonight and wish them a happy birthday, early birthday. You can wait until tomorrow, or you can do it Tuesday with a belated, but always send it through Messenger if possible. They will actually respond. And I had a girl respond yesterday, and she told me she watches my lives. Never even knew. Since I've been doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet now for a year, a solid year with this format. I write my birthdays. I used to write my birthdays on the back of the sheet, and I would draw, this was just for me, I would draw like a little birthday package, and that let me know who I had offered a birthday sample pack to. Susan did a video the other day about birthday sample packs, the do's and the don'ts of those. And I've got some that are still out that are waiting. So Susan did another video a few weeks ago about how to get customers and how to keep customers. And she gave some information in that video about sample pack people. There was another promoter on her team who found a journal where she had written all of her sample pack people in there, and she had lost the journal. It had been a year. And so Susan gave some verbiage for that. So if you've got some sample packs that have been sitting out there for a while, dial in or listen to that live that she did in Freedom Thrivers, get the verbiage down, make it sound like you, and send it to those people. Write down your sample pack people that you're going to follow up with. And if there's a bunch, spread it out through the week. But make a note of who your sample pack people are. Okay. If you didn't already write down refer to, this is a good time to start looking at your customers and your promoters, who's thriving for free and who's not. Do you have them where they have one person? All right, let's get them together. You know, find out if they've got anybody that they can connect you to. This is the time to make sure that you're checking in and seeing if everybody has at least one customer so you can help them get that second customer if they don't have that. When I opened up my calendar today, there it was, refer to. A lot of times we let the month get away from us, and I can be honest, y'all, right now, this month is flying. I'm counting down the days, but it's flying. And if you don't have these things written down I like to look at the calendar my month at a time and then my week at a time. And then I break it down to day. And so if you don't have it written down in your month somewhere, you're going to end up losing it and forgetting to do it. And all of a sudden it's going to be the 29th of the month and you're scrambling to try to help your customers or your promoters thriving for free. And that's a frustrating place to be when you really, really know how much these folks want to thrive for free and you've not held your end of the bargain. I've seen new events come across the pike this week, new locals that are in areas where I have some customers. Be sure you jot those down, save the picture and send it to them. Even though I can't be there with you and I'm there with you in spirit, I encourage you to go. I'll find a friend who can greet you, grab a friend and go and take them with you, but share those events that you know that are happening this week. We also have a local this Thursday here in Lebanon. And so grab that graphic. We have one graphic that has like the dates, and then we also have the graphic that shows everybody who's going to be speaking this Thursday night. Let them know, say, hey, if you're coming with me, let me know, or if you're coming, let me know, and then that way you can take them a little blast or a boost or something like that. I loved the challenge the other day about asking 10 people to give you 5 words that they felt described you after you had already written down 5 words. I'm going to be honest, y'all, I felt like Charlie Brown. I got 4 people. 4 people. 101 people saw that, and I got 4 people. I felt like I wanted to say something like Charlie Brown. I felt like I got a bag of rocks, But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm just going to have a conversation and thank those people. And one lady already did, and I said, I'm digging deep into what makes me tick. And then in a couple of conversations, I'm going to share 5 things with them that I see in them. And that's going to get that conversation going. It's going to get that positive interaction going. And so go back and message those people. And by the way, if any of y'all want to make me not feel like Charlie Brown, just send me 5 words, okay? There's always people that you can follow up with. And I think I've heard Susan say it. I've heard Lindsay say it. I've heard Tammy say it. If you don't have anybody to follow up with, you're not breathing. You're not doing any interaction at all, but there are always people to follow up with. I met a lady at church this morning. I knew I'd seen her somewhere before, and I stopped her. She thought I was crazier than a loon, and found out I know where I know her from. So I messaged her today. A friend requested her. I'm the creeper. A friend requested her, sent her a message, and I said, it was so good to get to see you and finally meet you in person, and sent her just a nice little message that we've enjoyed being there. How many of you guys, I know that some people don't like doing them, but it's the necessary evil and it is what will help you grow. But how many of y'all do live videos? Olivia, you do. Yeah, Olivia, you're good. Okay, you can see who's hopping on there. And so yesterday I made a point. I had a notepad, and while I was doing the live video with Samantha Lynn yesterday, Samantha Cox, it was showing me who was popping up. And I even jotted down if they stayed on for more than 2 seconds or if they hopped off right away. And I jotted all those names down. The people who stayed on for more than 3 to 5 seconds and hung in there for a while, I'm going to start a conversation with them. The others, I'm still going to interact with them, but I'm going to go interact with them on their Facebook feed. The folks that stayed in there longer, I'm going to their Messenger, and I'm interacting with them through Messenger. That just added 15 more names to my list of people to follow up with. So you can see where it can snowball, but if you stay on top of it and you do those 5 reach outs, and even though it says 4 follow-ups, we could get 5 to 10 follow-ups a given day, if not more. Okay. There are a few things that you probably add in your calendar each week that are personal for you, so I'm not going to delve into all of that. But what I do want you to do right now is, if you could grab a piece of paper out of your notepad, or if it's in your spiral, have an empty blank piece of paper. About 8-9 months ago, I was on a call with Jason Camper, and a lot of y'all may have been on that call and a lot of y'all may not. But what he had us do with this activity totally changed where my thought process was. We all can get in our head, sometimes we get bogged down and we think, oh my gosh, this is harder, and it's not harder than what it is. And when you really focus on what you're here for, this will change your world. And when I started really focusing on implementing this, my PPA went up to 8 in 1 month. And then I got in my head and I got to get back to focusing on this. So this is going to help me as well. At the top of the page at 12 o'clock, I want you to write personal activity and underline it. Underneath your personal activity, you're going to have 5 bullet points. First one, 3-way calls or chats. And a lot of times you'll find that 3-way chats with your upline, someone that you know that you can connect that person with, will end up turning into a 3-way call. The next bullet point, new customers. The next bullet point, new promoters. The next bullet point, I'm going to say smart sampling, not just sampling, but smart sampling. If you're not sure what smart sampling is, get with your upline. There's a video that we can share with you, but it means you're not just giving away the farm for free. And then the last bullet point is achieving VIP 800, 1600. As a promoter, this is our first and foremost job. This is our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is our focus. When you get up first thing in the morning, you're doing your devotionals, you're doing your inspirationals, whatever it is that you're doing, but your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is this. Don't let other things sidetrack you, the laundry, that kind of thing. This is the bread and butter of helping your people, your customers, your potentials thriving. The more 3-way chats you've got going on, the more potential you have for helping folks thrive. Now, over at 3 o'clock, I want you to write team activity and underline it. You're going to have 6 bullet points there. The first one is new promoters. You yourself are sponsoring a new promoter. And then what are we going to help that promoter do? Do 3-way chats and 3-way calls. That's your second bullet point. Those 3-way chats and 3-way calls will lead to a new customer. There's your next one. And happy customers make new promoters. There's your next one. And we're going to help those new promoters understand the importance of smart sampling. And the last one on that list, we're helping those new promoters. What are we trying to get them to get to help them earn that bonus? We're trying to get them to VIP 800, 1600. So did I go too fast, or are we all together? Okay. When he did this with us, I sat back at the end and I went, wow. Now, at 6 o'clock, and give yourself some space. You're going to need larger team activity and 6 bullet points. In parentheses above larger team activity, I want you to write kicks you to 4K, 12K, 40, 80, and even 200K. So larger team activity in parentheses kicks you to 4, 12, 40, 80, and even 200K. That's not that far down the clock, is it, guys? It's not very far. Okay, first bullet point is new promoters. The second one is 3-way calls. The third bullet point is new customers. The fourth bullet point, those new customers make happy promoters. So the next one is new promoters. Smart sampling is the fifth one. And achieve VIP 800, 1600. You seeing a pattern? You teach one. You know, it's that old adage, you teach a man to fish and then he can fish for the rest of his life. But if you keep fishing for him, he don't know how to feed himself. I totally screwed that up, but y'all know what I mean. Okay. Now, at 9 o'clock, your last category is roll call, R-O-L-L. Or no, R-O-L-E. We're going to eat the roll, R-O-L-E. This is where you're going to have 5 bullet points. And as I give you these, you may look at these and you're going to go, oh my gosh, am I ever going to get there? Y'all, this is part of that 5 to 10 year. Believe it or not, it's going to happen. Lindsay and Susan do this for us. I try to do these as much as I can when I go to Texas. Number 1 is this: you travel to cities and markets that you have teams that exist in. You start traveling to your teams. How exciting would that be if you think about the customers and the promoter base that you have, and that you could start traveling at any point in time? You can go travel to them. The second bullet point, what are you going to do with those people? You're going to host a local with them. You're going to be the special guest. The third bullet point, lifestyle getaways. The connections that you make on those lifestyle getaways are connections that you will have for life. The fourth one are our Thrive conventions. The last couple of years they've been called Thrive-a-Palooza. And the last one, the team keeps growing. But where does it all begin? It all begins with us back up at 12 o'clock. It's pretty powerful to see, isn't it, Joy? Yeah. So when you think the staircase is too tall and too big, look at the clock and look at 12 o'clock where you are. It starts with one three-way chat, one three-way call at a time. There's one more thing that I'm going to finish up with, and then if you have any questions, or Tammy, if you have something that you want to throw in. So we have dreams, and I don't know where everybody's faith journey is, but let me just tell you, God's dream for us is bigger than any dream that we could ever imagine, okay? I am living proof. Every single one of us is living proof of that, sitting right here on this Zoom together. Now, at the end of your week, one more thing I want to add that I want you all to do at the end of your week. Don't forget to put what your accomplishments were for the week. We tend to look back at our shortcomings. I look at my calendar for this last week. Yeah, Monday was great. Tuesday, the rest of the week, I got everything done. I didn't write it down. But what were the things that I accomplished in my family life, my Thrive life, no matter what? Write down your things that you've accomplished, because we give ourselves the short end of the stick if we don't. And at the end of the week, as you're taking a look at what you accomplished, maybe a task that you need to carry over to the next week, what was your number one priority for the week? What do you want to do less of? Well, I don't watch much TV, so I can't say I want to watch less TV, because I don't watch TV hardly at all. But where did I end up wasting the majority of my time? Oh, yeah, folding laundry. Yeah. What do you want to do more of this week? To feel this way, this week I want to feel ... And to feel this way, I will, you fill in the blank. And if I get stuck, I'm going to remember what? For me, I'm going to remember to go back up to my clock and focus on the people. Okay. One thing I just want to share with you really quick before I pass it back to Tammy. A lot of y'all wake up in the mornings and you're like, okay, I'm brave, I'm ready to go, And if you have one of those days where you're not feeling quite as brave, something has happened, or you're just kind of feeling a little, I don't know. I have recommended this book many, many times. I was looking at some notes I have over here from each day that I wrote down notes from this book. But if you have not read 100 Days to Brave, I highly recommend that you either get this on audio or get it in hardback. But it is a fantastic book. It is 100 days worth of a short little, just kind of a devotional, but yet it's also, it digs deep into you. What is it that makes you brave? What do you need to do to be brave? Be brave and do the clock. So, okay.
Well, speaking of being brave, you did awesome, Sandra. You were so nervous, and that I didn't even chime in because I was too busy doing what you told me to do. So thank you for being on here and doing this. So we have 6 minutes according to Zoom before it'll like kill us. Does anybody have questions? Anything that maybe Sandra said that you had that you needed some more clarification on, or maybe you have an idea for reach outs this week, or something that you're thinking about that would help the team with their 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s? Everybody's so shy and quiet. All right, so I will just add really quickly something that I feel like I'm having much more success with. And I think I've mentioned this before, but going into stories and commenting on people's stories because it goes directly to their messenger. So you're automatically in there. It's typically something like, I mean, most of the stories people share are something funny or, you know, it's lighthearted stuff. So it's a good way to like, oh, hey, that's so funny. I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but here in our little town, it was just homecoming. So there's 1,000,001 moms out there who I've been commenting on how beautiful their children are. It's just like, you know, and I mean it, but it's just a nice way to kind of get in there. And then you can start saying, you know, whatever, where did you help her find the dress? Where did the kids go for dinner before the game or whatever? Like you can just start making conversation. Again, not Thrive related, but it gets you in there and starts building that rapport with somebody. So I encourage you, if you're not looking into people's stories, to do it. And for me personally, I have to swipe through quite a few of them because it's a lot of my thrivers and I got to find somebody who's not thriving. But I do love stories. I think it's a great way, especially even in Instagram. Also, it's a great way. Yeah. Oh, try again.
Okay. Lindsay commented about 17 after, but I'm not sure what part it was. So Lindsay, I'm sorry, I couldn't see the comments. It says, what are you going to say to them? And what was that in reference to?
I was trying to remember because I've done so much since then, but you were going to pull part of the people into a private Facebook message, and I can't remember what. I'm so sorry. I've been working.
Was it the people that gave you the 5 words?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, you're going to pull them in there, but what are you going to say to them?
I'm just going to say, hey, thank you so much. I'm working on some personal growth right now and digging deep into what makes me tick. And I appreciate your insight in helping me to, along those lines.
Love it. That's what sometimes I think we overthink our messages. And so I just wanted for other people to hear what you were going to say when you pulled them into that private message.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anybody else? All right, you guys, thank you so much. We'll do this again Sunday night. I don't remember exactly for sure what days, but I think keep your eyes open for Mondays, Wednesdays, maybe Fridays. Susan and Lindsay are also doing power hours or planning sessions. I don't know about you, but my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is so ready for tomorrow. Like I'm not even worried about getting out of bed. I'm done. I'm ready to go. So I love these so much. I get so much work done. So hopefully this helped you. I will share the recording under the original post to this. So if you have team members who wanted to be on but missed it, they'll have that opportunity. So for my team, don't forget Thursday is our local. Thank you, Sandra, for mentioning that. We'll see you guys all at the Y at 6:30 on Thursday. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.